My name is Jonathan Williams, and this is my model railroad layout. The plan kind of came to me when I had to help a guy tear down his layout that was a permanent fixture in his basement. And I kind of figured to myself, if I ever were to build such a large layout, I would want it to be modular so it could move with me if I needed to relocate or get a bigger space or even a smaller space. So I had a plan in mind to build a modular but yet semi-permanent layout, and decided that I was going to build it in the shape that I had at the time, which allowed me to build a P-shaped layout. As you can see, the dimensions for the layout is 12 by 15 by 7. 12 on the leg of the P, 15 across the top, and 7 on the end. It breaks down into 7 individual sections, and 5 out of the 7 sections are 5 foot by 24 inches. And the T section is a little longer in the lower part of the P. Leg of the P is about a 4-foot module. So in this next clip, you'll see that we're focusing, as far as the layout is concerned, on the small back part of the P. Kind of got the idea from a switching layout that I saw in John Pyre's book, which was a great book. I've had the book since it came out when I was younger as a kid. And it featured a switching part of the layout that was solely independent of his main running, to where he could actually switch. So I started to think, well, maybe if I built a layout that was yet semi-permanent, modular, I could actually detach the switching part of the layout and possibly take it to some shows. So I had to think to myself, what did I actually want to accomplish with my bench work? I set a couple of rules in mind when it came to designing it. I wanted it to be lightweight, I wanted it to be portable, and I also wanted it to be semi-permanent. So from about the fall of 2009 to the summer of 2011, working on my bench work was a nightmare. I think it took me about 4 or 5 layout designs just to get it right. But I had to keep in mind that like I said before, it had to be portable, lightweight, and also I had to be able to put it in the back of my SUV, which only allowed me to fit a certain height and a certain length. So after a couple of tries, I finally got it right, and I was able to sit back and say, yeah, this is how I want it. It wasn't until about the winter of 2010 that I discovered a major flaw in my design, and I realized how heavy it really was. So I decided to once again break it down and actually redesign it so it could be a little bit more lightweight, portable, and also transportable. At the time, I thought 6-foot sections would work, but I had to rethink my whole design, and actually this is where I came up with the idea of the 5-foot by 2-foot module sections. So after much practice with the previous 3 or 4 designs, I was actually able to disassemble the layout and reconstruct it within a nice time frame versus my previous attempts. So with that being said, I was able to get a tabletop on it very quickly and actually start with some of my scenery and some of my designs. For my switching layout, I wanted to feature something that you really didn't see that often. And I happened to go to a guy named Frank White's house here in town, and he had a car float in N-scale that he had on his layout, and I thought that was really cool because I have never seen one worked into a model railroad before. So I decided that I wanted to do that on my railroad in HO scale. So if I were able to take this thing to the show, I wanted to produce something that people probably didn't see that often in the show. So I decided to have a car float put into my switching layout and actually make that a part of the industries and some of the things that would be switched. A lot of work has gone into this layout even since these pictures were taken in 2011. Actually, as of September of 2012 was the first time that I was actually able to start on the track work for this layout. Some of the buildings that you see here that were back in 2011 were just mock buildings, and taking places for buildings that were to come. So now those buildings have been built, some of them custom built, to actually sit in those spaces. The track work has been done for this particular area. So I'm excited on how it's turning out. I look forward to showing you guys the pictures that have been taken this year and also some video that's been taken this year. So please leave your comments below, any suggestions, any ideas. I look to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching and enjoy.